We've got 200 amp hour Power Queen batteries, 12.8 volt. Yeah, we've been having some problems with the batteries. They've not been holding the run when we're using them with load. They tend to drop pretty quick, and we've had some problems where at night time the batteries have shut down overnight, and the next morning we can't get the heating on or anything to run the engine. So we've done some testing on the Power Queen batteries. I've been in touch with the company, and they suggested the first thing to do was to charge them fully, leave them to stand, test them individually, make sure they haven't lost any voltage. Did that, and over a couple of days the voltage didn't drop. The next thing is we need to test them under load individually. So each battery needs to be fully charged, which they are. Tested them with the multimeter, and we're going to disconnect them and run a known load on each battery for a certain amount of time. So we'll disconnect the batteries from each other with the link wires, and now I'm going to run one battery with a known load, which is going to be a 800 watt heater. Should last for about an hour and a half. I'll do the maths on that later on, and that is an indication of the condition of the batteries. So at the minute the positive goes to this battery, the negative goes to this battery. So we're running off this battery here. This one's disconnected from the circuit. So we need to know the sort of current draw it's got. I can test that with this meter clipped on there like an amp clamp. So I'm going to use that heater. Have to away from stuff as much as we can. Okay. So the battery display on here says 13.3 volts, which is what's in that one battery we've got on. Switch the inverter on. Switch that on. That's 800 watts because we've got two buttons on. Start the timer. See how long it lasts. And it's currently drawing 77-ish amps. So the heater switched off at 45 minutes and 36 seconds. So we will check, see what voltage shows at that battery, and then I'll test the other one. So on the second battery the heater's knocked off at 46 minutes and 15 seconds. Let's see what the batteries are showing on that one. 2.3 volts. Next thing is we'll get it back together and get them charged up again. Alright, so we've been in contact with Power Queen, done all the testing they required, and they've agreed to a warranty claim. Very good service from Power Queen so far. So what we decided to do was get a refund of the original cost of the batteries. So I have to send these batteries back, and in the meantime I've ordered 2 new batteries. So we're going to upgrade these ones to 200 amp hour batteries, so that'll double the capacity, because this year we're going to be going doing a bit more travelling abroad, a lot more off-grid stuff, going to use the van a lot more, so I think it's worthwhile doing. So the first thing is we're going to have to change the batteries. The batteries are not just bigger in capacity but also bigger in size, so I'm still going to try and get them into the same area, but it's going to take some more space, so follow me along while I do this. So first of all, we'll turn all the power off. I'll just make sure it's actually got nothing at I've got the inverter, I suppose. Yeah, it's showing 0, so there's no power there, so we can play with these wires to our heart's content. Right then, here you go. That is one 200 amp hour. Battery. This is our main power in, so the positive phones going there. See the difference in size? So get the other one and see how it's going to fit in. And the hope is that the inverter platform will still fit across it, which I'll just have a little look. So we need a piece of wood at the back, stop moving that way, piece of wood here, stop moving this way, and then we sort the wires out. We'll still use the same battery leads we used before. They're both the same length. Okay. We have positive comes off one battery, negative comes off the other. batteries in, and the temperature sensor. We took it down between the batteries and put the wire in front of there. That should be okay. So it's all on, black to black, black to black. They're not touching, they're the inverter wires. Should be alright, so let's put the power on. And the solar. So that's the power from the batteries to this, and it comes out. That one's for the inverter, which we haven't put back on yet. This one's a DC charger. We'll turn the solar on, so it's getting input from the solar. The batteries are connected. It's got the right colour in there to say it's these sort of batteries, and that's the DC charger, which isn't doing anything because the engine's not running. Okay. Next thing is to secure it so they don't move about too much, and we'll put the inverter back on. There we are. 200 amp hour batteries. Right. So I've got a couple of pieces of wood cut. That'll go here between the legs. Right, so we're in the van. Let's have a look. Lights all work, obviously. Showing us 13.3 on there. Switch the inverter on. Powered up. There's a nice heater on. If you look on here, there's, I don't know if you can see it or not. Difficult to see, but there's the bars on here tell you the state the battery. So 4 bars are fully charged, and I see at the minute we've got what, 2,000, 5,000 watt hours, I think, something like that. So it's quite a bit available. So that's we'll see our performance when we use it. So that's it, yeah. Battery's changed. We're going to test them out when we go away with it, and we're ready for big trips. So that's it. Like I said, Power Queen have been very good with us. They told us how to test the batteries. They haven't quibbled about the warranty claim at all. They've sent me some information about sending the old batteries back, and that's the next stage. So, see you later. Bye. Oh, the Queen were great. I was in contact with the man in China who arranged everything. The only problems we had were getting the correct boxes and labels so I could ship them back to the UK warehouse by DHL.